Don't feel anxious, don't feel shame. If there's a question, it can wait another day. Don't feel like it's all in vain. I try to remember it ain't a race. Breathe out, it doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in, it's about happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road, stop driving myself insane.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about today how I created a healthier, more sustainable relationship with fitness. I think for a lot of us women, we're never properly introduced to the gym or fitness at a young age. And so then when we do start to go to the gym and want to start exercising, it's already kind of rooted in the idea of changing our bodies, or because we already are starting to dislike ourselves. And when that's the foundation of why we're exercising, it's so easy to carry that negative mindset throughout the entirety of our fitness journey. And I know for me, I was able to recognize that I had a really unhealthy relationship with exercise, but I didn't know how to fix it. I felt like there was no one saying, this is what I used to be like, and this is me now, and this is how I got there. For anyone that doesn't know, I do just want to say that I have a long history of disordered eating and abusing exercise and all those sorts of things. So these are coming from the perspective of someone who struggled with that. So what I say may or may not help you. What works for me isn't going to work for everybody else. So take this with a grain of salt, take what you can. Maybe you agree with one and not the other, but these are just things that help me. So the number one most important thing is to take time off. Now, this is different for everybody. So I had to take a year off medically because of my eating disorder, but I, to this day, think that was the most important thing I've ever done. I had to take a year off. You might have to take a couple weeks off or a month off or whatever it may be. But one of the most important things is not putting a time limit on it. So don't going into it saying, oh, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, because we don't know if your body's gonna be ready after those 2 weeks. And for a lot of us, exercise is a form of control. It might be very uncomfortable to just say, I'm taking a break and I don't know for how long, but it's so important. So take a break and then just wait until your body starts to tell you that it's ready for exercise again. If you have a long history of abusing exercise and constantly pushing your body 7 days a week or whatever it is, your body is gonna need some time to start sending those signals again, to start telling you that it's wanting movement, that it's craving movement. And that's the whole goal here, is to help your body learn to crave movement again, because in its natural state, our bodies want to exercise. It releases endorphins. It's so good for us for so many reasons, aside just burning calories and losing weight. And so we want to get ourselves back to a state where we're just working out because it makes us feel good and because our body craves it and loves it. Now, this is not a one-time fix-all type of thing. So maybe you take a couple weeks off and you're feeling great and you're back into it and you have this wonderful relationship with fitness, but maybe a year later you start to realize you're kind of abusing fitness again and you're forcing yourself to work out and you're hating it. If that happens, do it again. Take some more time off. This isn't gonna be something you do one time and for the rest of your life, you have the most flawless, perfect relationship with exercise. Whenever you feel like you're in that space, that's an indicator that it's maybe time to take a step back. Number 2, stop tracking. And while I have a lot to say about counting macros and calories, I don't mean food. I mean, in this instance, the beloved Apple Watch or Fitbit or whatever you're using to track your activity, cut it out. You have to stop letting numbers dictate your life. Like, you don't have a good workout because your Apple Watch is telling you you had a good workout, and vice versa. You haven't had a bad workout because your Apple Watch is telling you you had a bad workout. I think so many people have become so obsessed with seeing how far they've walked today, how many calories they burned on the Stairmaster, how many calories they're burning in general, and we're letting a piece of metal tell our bodies when it's done good, when it's done bad, when it's exercised enough, instead of letting our bodies tell us when we've done well, when we've exercised enough, and when we've had a good workout. Again, it creates this obsession over calories and calorie counting and how much we've burned. It feeds into this idea of needing to lose weight. We should not live our lives in a constant search for losing weight. We should be living in a way that makes us happy, makes us feel good. Exercise is supposed to make us feel good. It's supposed to make us happy. We shouldn't constantly be craving exercise just as a means to lose weight, because that's not what it's intended for. When we're letting numbers decide everything in our lives and we're attaching our self-worth to a fitness tracker, that is never gonna result in a healthy or sustainable relationship. Get rid of it. Get rid of the Apple Watch, send it to your mom, send it to your grandma, throw it in the garbage, smash with a hammer, whatever you have to do to not listen to it and to not feel like you constantly need to use it, that's the option you need to take. Number 3, find a form of exercise that you actually enjoy. And ideally, you want to stray away from anything that you became obsessed over while struggling with an eating disorder. So what I mean by this is that, like anything in life, we attach feelings, emotions, memories to objects and things and activities, and the same can be done with exercise. So for instance, if you ran every day while you were struggling with an eating disorder, running now probably is going to have these negative connotations to it. You're going to feel this need to fall back into old habits when you run, because it is in and of itself now triggering, and it's reminiscent of that mindset. So stop doing those exercises or whatever it was that you were doing while struggling, because it's most likely going to pull you back to that place. Now, that doesn't mean you can never run again. It just means that for a while, let's maybe find other things that we like doing. There are so many different forms of exercise. I feel like in society, we only highlight a couple of them, but literally make a list. Write down everything you want to try, whether it's weightlifting, classes, running, like hiking, swimming, so many different things. Write them all down. Anything that you have an interest in or just want to try in general, write it down, try them all out, and find things that you genuinely enjoy doing. And when things start to get boring, switch it up. If you don't switch things up when you start to get bored, you're probably gonna do one of two things. You're either gonna stop entirely and just give up, or you're gonna go back into old habits and make it a thing where you're just forcing yourself to work out for the sake of exercising and for the sake of working out. And that's not what we want here. We want exercise to be something that makes you feel good, that you look forward to, and that you genuinely enjoy. Number 4 is only follow people, blogs, etc. that promote sustainability, no matter how much you like that person. Even if you're following the funniest, prettiest, most lovely human in the world, if they don't make you feel good, unfollow them. You should be following people that make you want to become your best self, not just people whose lives you want to have. What's a healthy lifestyle for you probably isn't going to be a healthy lifestyle for another person. So just because one person might be able to healthily work out 6 days a week, if that is overwhelming for you, if you can't do that without having exercise be a thing that you're forcing yourself to do, then that's just not it for you. And that's okay. And that's just something you have to come to terms with and know that that is just what's healthy for you in your life. And a lot of the times, these influencers, it's their job to be posting this type of content. So of course they're gonna be posting about their workouts and their motivation and trying to get you to go to the gym and all these things, because it's literally their job to do so. So when you compare your life to someone whose life is completely different, you're only gonna be harming yourself. Lastly, and this one might be a little bit controversial, but don't set goals for a little bit of time. Now, I know what you're saying. This goes against everything you've ever heard. Goal setting is a great tool for a lot of people. But if you have a history of abusing exercise, a lot of times we take these goals to the absolute extreme and we force ourselves to be meeting these goals. We might set insane goals for ourselves, and to reach those goals, it forces you to feel like, well, I need to go to the gym, I need to go do this in order to reach that goal. So it's okay to just work out and go to the gym or do whatever you're doing just for the sake of moving your body and exercising. You don't need to feel like you're constantly working towards something, because a lot of times when we feel like that, we're gonna be pushing ourselves to a place that maybe isn't healthy for us, especially if we're in this struggle of trying to reach a healthier relationship with fitness. That's all I have for you. Those are my 5 kind of tips for how I created a healthier, more sustainable relationship with fitness. Like I said earlier, these are just things that work for me. That doesn't necessarily mean they're all gonna work for you, but I would encourage you to maybe try to implement a couple of them. Let me know what works, what doesn't work. Let me know if there's other things you've tried that have helped you a lot. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.